The age of diversity is upon us, and it is shaping out to be more promising day by day. Enterprises and institutions are making conscious efforts to bridge the gaps in hiring, pay, or career progress among a diverse pool of talent, a part of which refers to the imbalance between male and female talents. Women are reshaping the corporate world. They are unlocking their potential through mutual empowerment and mentorship, and as a result, we see them successfully taking charge of opportunities in the corporate world at every level of every sector, be it freshers, out of graduation and postgraduate schools and universities, or C-level executives. Women are making an impact in every organization. The maritime sector, which has otherwise been a male-dominated profession, is no exception to this trend. But it is not smooth sailing for them, and there is a long way to get any closer to achieving a sensible balance. Women make 0.5% of the total Indian seafarers today. This gender imbalance can be improved if the whole industry comes together and puts in robust efforts towards hiring, skilling and enlightening the career opportunities of women in this sector. Maersk, a global integrator of logistics and a shipping line with one of the largest fleets of container vessels in the world, is taking conscious efforts to have more women on board. But it is not the only problem to address. There is a need to transform the mindset. There is a need to create an ecosystem for women to rise to the opportunities and to discuss all these opportunities and required efforts. We have with us a very special guest today, Karan Kochhar, Head of Marine People for Asia, AP Moller Maersk. So, hi Karan, thanks for coming in.
Hi Manchi, thanks for having me. Quite excited to be here. I'm a seafarer myself and really passionate about the subject.
So Karan, there is a lot to speak about seafaring as a career, right? And how Maersk is kind of pushing the envelope to have more women on board vessels. But can we take a step back and understand who are these seafarers?
Yeah, to put things into perspective, about 90% of global trade is carried on board ships. A lot of the things that we see around us that we use in our daily lives is carried on board ships. These ships are run by seafarers. I believe seafarers are the backbone of international trade. During the pandemic, while the whole world had come to a standstill, ships were still being operated. While all of us were under lockdown and learning to work from home on Zoom and Teams calls, our seafarers had no such privilege. They were on board, they were on site, and they were operating these ships. These guys are the true frontline heroes. They're making sure that essential equipment are being provided, cargo is kept moving, and essentially the global supply chains were kept moving.
So what they do and why the career in seafaring, so important and exciting?
Seafaring is not for the faint-hearted. It's not a 9-to-5 job where you come home to your family every day. The conditions on board are sometimes difficult. You have to brave the high seas, and there are long durations of separation from family. But on the flip side, you also get to travel the world. The remuneration is good. There are long leave periods. You get to work with a multinational crew, experience different cultures. It's a professional working environment on board the ship. And these days, you also have good internet facilities on board, which helps you keep in touch with family.
So, would you say these opportunities are ensured to be consistent for both men and women in this career today?
Of course, the work that is required to be done is the same, and so is the selection criteria and the requirements to be successful in this career. On board a ship, there's no differentiation between men and women when it comes to job scope, development, training, or future career opportunities. Having equal or non-differential treatment on board is essential to make inclusive working environment on board. Some may ask, why do we have a need for more women on board? And apart from the fact that it's a fundamental right to provide equal opportunities, there is clear research and data and facts that show that having a more diverse and gender balanced workforce leads to better outcomes, better culture, more productivity, and thereby more profitability. And undoubtedly, having a higher representation of women on board will lead to bringing new perspectives to the function, more value to the way work is done and decisions are made.
All right. So, what are the long-term career opportunities in seafaring, especially for women, who want to take on family responsibilities in the later half of their professional lives?
So, firstly, a long-term career at sea is also a good option. A lot of as you move higher in the ranks, you become a senior officer, and the work-life balance is a lot more balanced. For example, in our company, we have the senior officers doing 3-on, 3-off contracts. That means they're on board for 3 months, and then they're at home for 3 months. But even career opportunities ashore within the ship management framework of the industry, there's a lot of opportunities there. At Maersk, we have women seafarers who are now vessel managers, fleet superintendents, electrical superintendents. And also in the non-technical part of the organization, we have women seafarers who are taking up roles in the commercial space, into operations. I mean, at Maersk, we are a big company. We have 100,000 employees globally. And I believe that means our seafarers have 100,000 opportunities to work ashore. Even with the gender imbalance that we have today, we see so many amazing women doing amazing things in the industry. I mean, just imagine the world where if equal opportunities were provided to learn, develop, and grow.
Yeah. So it is one thing to promote women, in seafaring, but there's another to make women, consciously choose a career in seafaring. So how this can be attained?
So it all starts with creating awareness, which I think is quite low at the moment. As part of our outreach program, we went to certain girls' schools, all girls' schools, and we realized that the students there, the faculty, they weren't aware that such opportunities are available to women, are accessible to them. So we need to create awareness. We need to break these myths, replace it with factual information. We need to equip aspiring candidates with the knowledge and information about this career. If you look at our country as a whole, there's a clear changing trend where more women are taking up jobs that were traditionally held by men. Also, for us, as part of our cadet program, which we do in collaboration with AMIT University, that's Academy for Maritime Training and Education in Chennai, where we recently announced a women cadet program. We see year on year an increase in the number of women applicants.
So can you elaborate on the objectives of your program with AMIT that you launched on 18th May for women seafarers?
The journey of a woman in the Merchant Navy starts with the academy. And the kind of values and culture that we want to drive on board our ships, we want to have the same experience and environment in the academy. So as part of this program, we are trying to create a social ecosystem in the campus where women are treated as equals and are provided equal opportunity to learn, develop their skills and their careers. To be clear, we are not seeking to provide any kind of preferential treatment for the women, but rather create a psychologically and physically safe environment for them to learn and have the same opportunities as anyone else.
All right, so how did you kind of design this whole program?
So we looked at this from a 360-degree perspective, trying to work on all the aspects that impact a woman's experience in college. We looked at infrastructural advancements to make sure that the resources are adequately available and there, and this could be as simple as accommodation spaces or sporting facilities. We looked at cultural enhancements because we feel the need to transform the culture. This includes gender sensitization, awareness and training, not just for the women, but more importantly for the male students over there. Also for the faculty and the support staff. There's a need for a vigilant administration to make sure that there's a robust grievance redressal system which treats all complaints on priority in a fair and confidential way. We also want to enhance the academic experience of these students to make sure that women have access, especially to practical learning workshops. Also, as part of our value of constant care, we want to create a support network and environment where we can connect the women in college to those sailing on board to share their experiences and help them transition from help them transition to the seagoing part of their cadetship.
All right, so who are the eligible candidates for this program and how have you actually strategized to execute it?
It's the same as any other career or profession. You have to do your graduation and then you proceed further. Over here, after you complete your schooling, 10 plus 2 in science, then you have to enroll yourself in a bachelor's in nautical science or a BTech in marine engineering. And after completing your graduation, then you have to secure your onboard training period with the company before you're eligible to apply for your certificate of competency with the government. As part of our cadet program, we select the cadets straight after school and provide them with a sponsorship agreement which guarantees their onboard training period after they complete their graduation.
All right. So, what will be the key takeaways from this program for both candidates as well as the stakeholders?
Most importantly, this program will ensure a safe education environment for everyone, both physically and psychologically safe. It will provide equal opportunities to rise and achieve success, free of bias and prejudice. And we are not just creating a pool of talent here, but we are also providing them job opportunities at the end of the program. And these women will ultimately serve the industry. We talked about women being successful in the corporate world, in other organizations. And we believe having more women on board is not just beneficial for us as a company, but the industry as a whole, as we work towards pulling gender diversity in the right direction.
So, Karan, how is the industry warming up to be more inclusive of women on board, and how various institutions might come together to propel this transformation?
Yeah, I think things are moving in the right direction. There are certainly a lot of encouraging steps being taken by the industry to promote more women on board. DG Shipping, that is the governing body for Indian seafarers, are very proactive in this area. They have an education grant for all women seafarers studying in college. They're also looking at making gender sensitization training mandatory for all seafarers. There are some academic institutes like AMIT and industry bodies like MASA that are providing scholarship programs exclusively for women. There are also other industry organizations like VISTA and IWFS that provide amazing support systems and mentorship programs, amongst other incredible work that they're doing to promote women on ships. And we also see that there are other companies that are now stepping up and taking action to make sure the onboard working environments are more inclusive. So overall, I think it's time that we deliver on the promises that are being made. And I also think this is not something we can do in silos. We need to work collectively to ensure an ecosystem that is conducive for women and supports them in all stages of considering joining and thereafter thriving in a career at sea.
Thanks, Karan, for your insightful views, and that wraps up this highly enlightening and extremely crucial discussion. We learned about the array of career opportunities that women can leverage in seafaring, way beyond the conventional beliefs and myths about the career. We also got some critical action points for industry players and stakeholders to proactively drive this transformation. We hope you all had an engaging experience with this conversation. For those who wish to know more about this topic, can visit the link given below. Wish you all safe health and a great day ahead.